believe in you, and I believe in that boy, and I believe in our daughter, and that's all.
You can police yourselves, or I can do it.
You don't control them. It's a free country.
That is a free country.
Yellowstone might be over, leaving a Dutton-sized hole in our lives. But folks, all hope is not lost. A herd of spin-offs is on the horizon, ready to fill that ranch-shaped void. And leading the charge is 1883, the ultimate Dutton origin story. Today's video will uncover all the secrets of this origin story, from the cast and crew to juicy plot points that will leave you wanting more. So, saddle up guys, and let's get started. Here's all that you need to know about the origin story. 1883 premiered on the 19th of December 2021 on Paramount+. So, sadly, if you were hoping to catch it on the network channel, that's not the case. And while it does tell the story of our beloved Dutton family, none of the Yellowstone characters are in it. Since it's set in 1883, the show follows the story of their 19th century ancestors, James and Margaret Dutton, as they saddle up for a wild journey from Texas to Montana through the Great Plains, hoping for a better future. This story of the Dutton great-grandparents also retells Western expansion, as the family attempts to flee the poverty-stricken lives they once lived. Not only that, but it also sets the stage for the prosperous yet dysfunctional family of Yellowstone that we've all grown to love. The Dutton clan is assisted in their journey by Sheridan, a steely wagon master and Civil War veteran who suffers a significant loss at the start of the series. Now, we're all well acquainted with the cast of Yellowstone, but who's in the cast of 1883? James and Margaret Dutton may be fictional couples in the series, but they are played by real-life couple Tim McGraw and Faith Hill. The couple has been married for over 2 decades, but 1883 marks their first time working together as an on-screen married couple. The two were incredibly excited to work together, and while they've made a point not to mix business with personal, Tim joked in an interview that there's been some crossover. He said, "We had this scene where she has to slap me. I was expecting a finger slap, but it was a paw to the jaw. There was 25 years of pent-up aggression going on in that slap." It's good to know that Faith didn't let their real-life relationship dim her character's energy. In addition to these two, the series is stacked with a star-studded cast. Sam Elliott plays tough cowboy Shea Brennan, and 4-time Emmy winner Eric Nelson plays another cowboy, Ennis. The cast also includes Isabel May, LaMonica Garrett, Audie Rick, Emma Malouf, Dawn Olivieri, Mark Rissman, Anna Fiamora, James Landry Hubbard, Alex Fine, Gradiela Brancusi, Nicole Galicia, Stephanie Noor, Amanda Jaros, Noah LeGros, and Martin Sensmeyer. As you'd expect, the cast members grew close to one another during production and have even learned a few things along the way. LaMonica revealed that Tim McGraw was always singing on set and even came up with songs based on his surroundings. Speaking of surroundings, playing a bunch of cowboys from the 19th century was no easy feat, and as they were usually filming in the middle of nowhere, a lot of preparation went into their roles. Let's talk about how the cast got ready for 1883. Get this. The actors were actually required to attend cowboy camp ahead of production, which taught them everything there was to know about cowboy culture. Even Eric Nelson, who grew up around horses, was asked to attend this camp. He opened up about this experience and how it humbled him, saying, "I thought I had skills, and I got there. And Taylor Sheridan told me what I didn't have. There was still so much to learn. So I kind of just kept to myself and just learned from the best. But in the end, everything worked out well, and the actor definitely felt his skills improved." He said, "I had never ridden at the capacity and the intensity that I have on this show, so I think it brought my level of cowboy from 5 to about a 20. Apart from this star-studded lineup, many other guest stars appeared in the series. Billy Bob Thornton, who you might know from Sling Blade, Fargo, or that creepy doctor who falls in love with Penny in The Big Bang Theory, also plays a small role in 1883. He comes on the screen as Marshal Jim Courtwright, a strict, no-nonsense Fort Worth sheriff who isn't afraid to get his hands dirty. But that's not all. Everyone's favorite Tom Hanks also makes an appearance on the show. In episode 2, the two-time Oscar winner played a sympathetic 3-star general inspired by General George Meade. Hanks lends the series star, Tim McGraw, a helping hand as he tries to get off the ground after a pretty explosive fight. But how did the show get such huge actors as guest stars? This might be thanks to the show's writer, Taylor Sheridan. With his work generating a lot of buzz and money for the network, the executives at Paramount were more than happy to get the man top-notch actors to make appearances in his show. Sheridan even secured Sylvester Stallone to star in Kansas City. Moving on, Sheridan insisted on remaining authentic throughout the show. The trailer alone does a pretty good job of setting the tone for the show. It shows lawless lands, bloody gunfights, danger, and tons of dust. Tim McGraw's James is heard saying, "My family's meeting me here tonight, and we're heading north, and we'll keep heading north till I find a country that's worth the journey." And if you're expecting the trailer to contain visual effects, well, think again. It's fair to say that 1883 has lived up to the hype. Thanks to Taylor Sheridan's involvement, it carried some of the charm that made Yellowstone so watchable, but also managed to be its own thing. In fact, many critics have argued that 1883 has surpassed Yellowstone as a show in many ways. That's probably due to Sheridan's aim to remain authentic. The man clearly knew what he was doing, as he was also a cattle ranch owner in Weatherford, Texas. Sheridan did not want to take the easy way out by creating computer environments and relying on technology to do the heavy lifting for him. In an interview, he said, "I don't build a world with visual effects. I go shoot these corners of the world that people haven't seen. It's incredibly expensive and very difficult, but we can do it as John Ford did it. When you need 50 wagons, you're going to see 50 real wagons." His formula seems to work because 1883 stands strong at an IMDb rating of 8.7, which is slightly higher than Yellowstone's 8.6. Let's hope that all this critical acclaim made it worth enduring conditions that Tim McGraw described as super dusty and super hot. Even Faith Hill has given her 2 cents on the topic. She said, "Although it looks amazing, it's terrible. I think I have a few ribs floating around in my body. And it seems like filming in the wild got a little too rough as toilet facilities were not always available for them. In fact, during filming, the cast and crew also learned how to pick a tree, squat down, and do their business." Yikes. It is shocking how much trust the cast put in Sheridan's writing. It's not every day you see a writer herding off an Oscar-winning cast in the middle of nowhere so they can pretend like it's the Old West. Faith also mentioned that instead of scaring them off, Sheridan's procedure made her respect him even more. She said, "That's why so many actors are drawn to Taylor's writing, because he is portraying the story in a way that was lived." Sheridan insisted on filming most of the series in Fort Worth. The location played a huge role in creating a realistic environment. It even helped the cast understand their characters a lot better. The city is right next to Dallas, and once served as the epicenter for the cattle business, it still has many of the old stockyards. So, what can you expect from the story? Without getting into spoilers, let's talk about what you should expect as soon as you hit play in 1883. Well, authenticity and top-notch acting is a given. As for the story, it's pretty straightforward. It doesn't have a lot of layers, which might lead you to think that it's a little slow. But Sheridan more than makes up for it with his vivid characters, steamy romances, and explosive shootouts. And get this, the production doesn't only focus on striking visuals to keep the audience immersed. The show offers a holistic experience with excellently composed music that adds a poetic touch to the events of the show. Isabel May does a fantastic job of narrating the series as Elsa Dutton, James Dutton's daughter. No wonder they also asked her to narrate the last few episodes of Yellowstone. While this Western drama requires patience from some, it also promises to be absolutely enthralling and fascinating. So if you're looking for a slow burn series with beautiful narration, interesting characters, and a solid storyline, then 1883 is just the one for you. Now, let's talk about what we've all been thinking. Can we expect our favorite characters to return soon? As you know, Sheridan isn't one to unnecessarily prolong the series, So, a second season is uncertain. He was pretty clear about this in an interview where he said, "We wanted to make a 10-hour movie that ended, and that's what we did." Still, Paramount Plus gave the fans a little hope in 2022 when they ordered more episodes of 1883. But this didn't last long as the decision was later reversed. However, producer David Glasser did hint at something additional to 1883. According to him, the Duttonverse series, titled 1923, is doing the work of a second season in a different form. Of course, it didn't pick up things from where they were left, but something is better than nothing. 1923 tells the story of the Dutton family as they face economic hardship, disease, and drought. It has been renewed for yet another season, so it's safe to say we'll be getting another dose of the Duttons pretty soon. And with that, it's a wrap on today's video. Do you think 1883 will get a second season? Let us know what you think in the comments. See you in the next video.